So your child has just been diagnosed with ADHD. You're probably thinking, what's next? There is a world of support out there for your family and your child. So tell me, Betty, do you have any advice, basically? Let's start with that, for parents of a child that's just been diagnosed with ADHD.
Well, first of all, not to panic. There's lots of help out there, and there's lots of strategies and things that you can do that you can start at home today. A lot of it is about organizational skills, and you can help your child get organized by doing simple things like putting color-coded boxes for school equipment or stuff that they need for school, so that they can put it in the same box at the end of the day and they can find it when they're ready to get ready in the morning. You can also do strategies such as helping them with their homework and putting in activity breaks in between little chunks of homework. So when you break it down, it's a lot easier for them to complete rather than doing it in one full chunk. One of the other things that you can do is approach your teachers and ask them what exactly the child is struggling with. It's always helpful to know where their concerns are, and you can either arrange for tutoring or extra support, and teachers may be able to do this in the classroom or in small group settings to help them get a little bit more forward in the things that they're struggling with. There's medications as well that can help with ADHD.
So medications are always a bit of a concern for parents, I guess. What are the medications and what are they for, and why should that myth around having to have medication be, I guess, less of a concern?
So the medications are very effective. They work in about 80% of children, and they have been studied extensively over very many years. They help the children to focus, and the ability to focus helps within the classroom setting and also outside the classroom to help them achieve those goals that you want them to achieve. The medications are initially short acting, so they may have to take one dose in the morning and then another dose at lunchtime at school. But once they're well established on the medications, they can then take a long acting formulation, which is a once a day formulation that they only have to take at home. The medications will help with some of the things that they're struggling, but they will still have to have support in the classroom setting and also at home with behavior strategies and some of the positive parenting strategies which we can help you get access to, and which you can learn to use at home, so that your parenting is more consistent and it's a more positive aspect to look after the child.
I guess there's a myth out there that some children with ADHD, they are quite hard. They are very
challenging, and that's true for any parent. And this is not to say that when you have a child with ADHD that's going to be an easy thing for you, but there are lots of strategies and lots of help. So I would like to recommend that all parents have a look at this book, and it has lots of strategies mentioned in it. It's called Kids in the Syndrome Mix of ADHD and Other Conditions. What it has is guidelines of how to parent these children. A lot of it is about positive parenting. So focus on the positive, focus on the strengths that your child has. It may not be that they're the best scholar in school, but they may have absolute amazing creative qualities, or they may have lovely qualities in sports or other things that they enjoy. It's always useful for a child to be able to succeed in something, because that self-esteem, that ability to succeed in something will encourage them to try in things that they find a little bit harder to do. So not put all your focus on just the academics, but put your focus on that child in general and work to their strengths.
So what lifestyle changes may help with ADHD?
Well, there's been lots of research into changes with diet and removing coloring and additives from food, and unfortunately none of these have been shown to have very real impact in large studies on children, unless the child has specific sensitivities to a particular colorant or food additive. I wouldn't recommend taking them out. Omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids have been shown to make some improvement, so adding a multivitamin or omega-3 supplement may be something that you could try. A lot of it is about changing the environment, changing your perception of that child, and changing how you react to some of the situations that you're found in. Because if you have a positive outlook, it's more likely that your child will have a positive outcome.
So what about natural therapies? Are there any natural therapies that can help with ADHD?
Nothing that I can recommend because we don't have long-term studies that show that. We do have long-term studies in medication, which are very well researched and looked into, and I can definitely recommend medication as a place to start. It is a really good tool in addition to the behavior strategies to manage the ADHD, and it gives children that chance to perform and to exceed and to do everything that they would like to.
And have that focus, I guess,
Yes.
to concentrate. Because that's mostly what, one of the things with schooling in particular is that focus, I guess, and the behaviour issues as well. Sometimes.
It is. But the thing about ADHD, it's not just about the inattention and the inability to focus. It's about their difficulties in social situations as well. It's their inability to sometimes read social cues or sometimes reduce that impulse to say the first thing that comes to their mind. And that makes it really hard to keep and maintain friendships. And it's helpful to have social skills building courses which the children can do in small groups either at school or outside of school to sort of teach those skills. And that's something that's a long-term project. That's not something that's going to work overnight, but it's something that you can invest in, and you can invest in your child doing small things such as playing board games as a family or having time out and going to little projects or doing things as a family. If you put your child in charge of maybe getting the snacks ready or getting the games ready, it's a way to teach them how to do those organizational skills in a way that's a positive, so that they're not feeling like they're being expected to do something just because it's for school, but it's a way to teach them how to organize themselves, organize the family for the outing.
Love it. So if your child has just been diagnosed with ADHD, the most important thing to do is not to panic. There's plenty of help out there, and the team at Townsville Paediatrics is definitely here to offer a helping hand. So if there's any questions that you've got, ask your doctor to refer you to Townsville Paediatrics. They'd love to help you.